ng teaser?
Or,
Hindi, kayo na.
Okay,
Take it away, guys.
But I like the discussion though, like yung Mala Europe, where was that?
Whether Pasig River is
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
look
yeah.
like Europe.
Ganda.
In summer. Mala
In
Europe
summer.
in summer.
In the
Pwede na rin.
In the winter.
Why are you doing that?
Siyempre, iniisip ko yung river, breeze, ganyan.
Okay. Thank you again to the ladies of the big story, Deshawn, Regina, and to Pauline. On play-by-play, well, we've got two of the hottest teams in the East going head-to-head in today's NBA lineup, plus the start of the PVL All-Filipino Conference qualifying round.
And we've got UAAP Executive Director Rebo Sagisag live in the studio to talk about the league's latest moves and plans.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Calao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy Lee, Mr. Moves puts it off. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, look out! Stuck in another one. Bacunas rejecting Estebo for the hurt.
Well, the Detroit Pistons are legit as they take down the defending champions of Boston Celtics. Yes, you heard me right. Final score wasn't even close. Whew, look at those highlights, 117 to 97. This brings the Pistons' win streak now to 8 games, while stopping the C's own run at 6. This snaps Detroit's 12-game skid against Boston. Malik Beasley had himself a game. He had a game high, 29 points, including 7 triples for Motor City. Cade Cunningham was also on point with a double-double of 21 markers and 11 assists. As a team, the Pistons had 29 dimes and a 51-32 rebounding edge. The Celtics were without Jaylen Brown, who's still nursing a thigh contusion. They relied on 27 points from Jason Tatum in a losing effort. Detroit currently 6th in the East with 33 wins and 26 losses. Boston, meanwhile, still number 2 with a 42-17 win-loss slate. At a post-game press conference, Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff spoke about the factors that led to the squad's milestone win.
I think obviously we came to play. We knew this was going to be a tough challenge for us. But again, we're just focused on the process of it all, right? We're, not looking past tonight, or what we've done in the past. The only thing that we're focusing on is every single night trying to be the best versions of ourselves. And tonight, I think we're pretty close.
Meantime, the Miami Heat with some quick revenge over the Atlanta Hawks 2 days after their last meeting. The Heat already had 107 points at the end of the third quarter and ended up winning 131-109. It's a complete turnaround for Miami, who were limited to just 86 markers total in Tuesday's match against Atlanta. This time around, the Heat looked sharp with 39 team assists while shooting 59% from the field and making 23 three-pointers. Tyler Hero led the offensive onslaught with 24 points to go with 10 dimes. Duncan Robinson came off the bench and dropped 24 markers of his own. 5 other Miami players scored in double figures, including Davion Mitchell, who finished with 20 markers on 7 for 8 shooting. Dyson Daniels top scored for Atlanta with 18 points in a losing cause. The Heat and the Hawks are currently inside the play-in tournament, with Miami ahead by just a game over Atlanta for the 8th seed in the East. In his walk-off interview, Mitchell shared his team's mindset behind beating the Hawks.
It means a lot. Especially because we just lost to Atlanta, lost a lot of close games, giving up leads in the fourth quarter. So we know we needed this win.
And this was a really even game up until the third quarter. You guys exploded for 42 points. What did you guys see that allowed you to find success?
I think we were scoring easy. We was giving up easy buckets. We knew that we couldn't keep giving up easy buckets. We don't want to turn it into a pickup game. But I think we just make easy shots, make the extra pass, and we did a really good job with that.
You mentioned Monday night's game. You guys turned it around offensively. What changed?
Honestly, I mean, I think we just made shots. Last Monday, we couldn't really hit no shots. We was getting easy looks. They just wasn't falling. But we depended on our defense today, and we did a really good job with that.
All 14 more NBA teams hit the floor tonight.
Here are the results. Shaedon Sharp's 36 points, including a dunk heard all over social media, gave the Portland Trail Blazers a 129-121 win over the Washington Wizards. The New York Knicks deal the Philadelphia 76ers their 9th straight defeat, 110-105. Tyrese Halliburton's big double-double lifts the Indiana Pacers past the Toronto Raptors 111-91.
Meanwhile, the West-leading Oklahoma City Thunder rebound from a stunning loss the other day with a 129-121 beatdown of the Brooklyn Nets. James Harden's hot shooting night helps the LA Clippers beat the Chicago Bulls 122-117. Meanwhile, Keegan Murray tallies a season-high 26 points as the Sacramento Kings spoil Walker Kessler's big night with a 118-101 dub over the Utah Jazz. And lastly, the Houston Rockets roll past the San Antonio Spurs 118-106 after solid outings from Amen Thompson and Jalen Green.
Back here at home, the PBA Commissioner's Cup semifinals resume tomorrow at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig. Barangay Ginebra San Miguel and the Northport Batang Pier will hit the hardwood first this time with Game 2 of their series set at 5 p.m. The Gin Kings look to carry the momentum from their blowout win in Game 1, while the Batang Pier hope to pull even in the best-of-7 series. Then, the TNT, Tropangiga, and Rain or Shine Elasto Painters will play their Game 2 at 7:30 p.m. The Tropangiga will try to follow up their hard-fought Game 1 win, while the Elasto Painters will likewise go for an equalizer. Catch the games on PBA Rush, RPTV, and the Pilipinas Live app. Coming up, the Galleries Tower High-Risers just pulled off the biggest upset in the PVL All-Filipino Conference so far. More details on that when play-by-play returns.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play only on One News. A major upset check to start the PVL All-Filipino Conference qualifying round as the Galleries Tower High-Risers claim a shocking win over the Signal HD Spikers to become the first team to enter the quarterfinals. The 10th-seeded High-Risers beat the 3rd-seeded HD Spikers in 4 sets, 25-17. 25-22, 19-25, and 25-19. Isa Jimenez broke out for 23 points here to lead Galleries Tower to its first ever win over Signal after 4 tries. The victory also gives the High-Risers their best PVL finish, a remarkable climb from last year's draft lottery to the playoffs. Galleries Tower will now await the winner between Farm Fresh and Akari. As for Signal, not all is lost, though, as they move to the play-in tournament for a spot in the next round.
Meantime, the Creamline Cool Smashers move one step closer to another title in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. The top-seeded Cool Smashers overpowered the 12th-seeded Next-led Chameleons in straight sets. Final score 25-18, 25-17, and 25-17. Despite a 1-week break, the defending champions showed no signs of rust, handling the Chameleons with ease in the match. With the victory, Creamline advances to the quarterfinals where they will await the 8th seed from the play-in tournament.
In other news, UAAP Season 87 has brought several changes to further elevate the competition and support athlete development.
And at the forefront of these efforts is the league's executive director, Attorney Rebo Sagisag. He joins us tonight to talk about the UAAP's latest programs and what's next for the country's premier collegiate league. Good evening, Attorney Rebo. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Good evening, Andre.
Good evening. Welcome to the show. It's such a pleasure, sir. An honor to have you here on the Shandak.
Likewise.
No, you already, nagpalit ka pa.
Siyempre,
Brought
baka
another
sabihin
suit.
mo wala akong suit eh.
No, Revo and I, we go way back. Magkumpare kami na ito. But, sir, thank you again for your time, for being here. We know you're very, very busy. And there are a lot of things that we're going to talk to you about, especially the UAAP and the changes.
And first and foremost, this was talked about a lot because people were, very pleasantly surprised to hear about the FSA, the Best FSA Award. So what was the motivation behind introducing the Best Foreign Student Athlete Award?
Well, the idea was to somehow put some measure of equity, that we get to recognize both local and foreign student athletes. Now, you may notice that there's a growing presence and some say even dominance of the foreign student athletes. The MVP award has always been a prestigious award, and we wanted to give some measure of, again, equity as to our local homegrown talent and to be able for them to be recognized in the said platform.
Yeah, because we were talking about this, that Kiefer Ravenna and then FSAs and then Kevin Cambao.
Exactly.
For MVPs, right?
And we were having that conversation. And ang tagal to eh. This is a long discussion because I was telling him, even in the NCAA, there was a time that Gio Halalon was dominating, took Arellano to the finals, and he was the only Filipino player in the Mythical Five with 4 foreign student players. And sabi ko nga, paano kung nagsabay si like Ben Embala and Kiefer Ravenna in one season? But, not to take anything away from either, because both talents, both players deserve the MVP award, especially during the time that they were playing. How do you think this new recognition, kasi ang daming talks around it. Of course, you can't please everybody, diba? Some will say, bakit pa? Parang, ba't nyo pa dinidivide, diba?
Right.
And some will say na, okay yun. Para at least to have that own awards for the foreign student athletes. But how will this recognition, in your opinion, impact the league's competitiveness and the development, especially of homegrown talent, where now the locals basically can win the MVP award without thinking of the foreign student athlete?
Yeah, I guess from the point of view of the student athletes, of the homegrown talents, morale will be high that we, after all, have a chance. No? So it will, in the end, increase the competitiveness across the board. Kasi isipin na may pag-asa pala kami. So everyone will vie for the said award. Instead of before, baka sabihin nila, hindi naman sa atin mapupunta yan.
That, ang laki tinaas nyo yung, sa assist ba? Yung
Right.
assist, diba?
So
Yung
before this
statistical.
move, in-adjust na namin yung statistics on assists. Kasi before, when they came in, the foreign student athletes, no, ang normal magdodominate ng stats would be points and rebounds.
Correct.
If you have a 2020, tapos na ang usapan.
Tapos ang usapan.
So medyo tinemper namin sa rebounds, we tas in-increase yung sa assist and I think pati steals. And that's why even before this award, para nakita mo rin yung from the trend na puro towers yung magdo-dominate for the Mythical Five, nag-equalize na. More guards were there, nag-equalize na.
Yeah, and especially the season check, makikita nga natin, ang dami ng mga guards na medyo
Right.
umano din yung statistical points sila because as you said, the assist now holds more value compared to before.
Right.
All right, and of course, there are many other initiatives or programs. Are there any that the UAAP is planning to launch to further develop collegiate sports?
Well, siguro first and foremost, meron dito yung exposure. No? We notice that when people talk about the UAP sometimes, like ngayon, minsan may nagtatanong pa kailan daw magbubukas ng UAP. We're on, ang daming events na nangyayari. But these are normally the basketball fans who think that the UAP is only basketball. No, so exposure muna, no, across the board, and we're happy to say that our partners, baseball is even being aired already on its opening day.
Yes,
No? And we have a new platform which is a game changer, yung Pilipinas Live. And I've realized medyo resistant pa ako sa change, but people are now really watching these games on their gadgets. No? So yun yung unang-una, and we're giving a really hard push for social media because there's a lot of engagement, as you know, for the stories behind these student athletes.
Yeah.
Minsan hindi na lang yung laro pinapanood eh. And sometimes there's also gender equity. Baliktad, in volleyball, we have to push the men's side. So now there's one ticket, you get to watch all four games,
four games,
generally.
yeah.
So para ma-encourage na people come in earlier, you get to see the men's, and then that's how it starts. You build a fan base for tomorrow's stars, for at least on the men's side for volleyball.
Okay, sir, ito, yung update dun sa arena because you also made waves with the arena.
Right.
Can you give us an update, sir, dito sa UAAP arena and when it will, yung progress nitong sa passing?
Sa Pasig.
How were we like out of 100%? Malayo pa?
Malayo pa,
Malayo
but
pa.
I guess still a lot of moving parts, mga soil testing and everything. But I would say right now, 2 might be a bit ambitious. 2 years, I mean, from now. 3 years would be generous na. So anything in between. So maybe in 3 years' time, hopefully lesser.
Hopefully.
Malalaunch na natin
And
yung-
that arena will serve as not just for basketball, diba?
Not just for, it's a multi-purpose arena, if we may know. All the indoor sports na pwedeng accommodate doon. We're talking about the combat sports, taekwondo, judo, fencing, badminton, table tennis. So doon na sila. And the idea is for at least for predictability in holding our schedules kasi now we're not like medyo makontrol natin. We're not held hostage. Not naman hostage, but kasi
Yeah,
a lot of foreign acts and local acts we're competing with sporting events and concerts.
And then other,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
so, you know,
which is
the
good.
Which
no?
is good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Great, but I mean, your schedule is also.
That's right. So in terms of planning internally, at least now we're more predictable. So it's good for student athletes, our fans na maybe a season ahead, mabibigyan na namin schedule.
Nasawak nyo na.
Yes, and of course, we also need to ask about, how the UAAP plans to further promote and elevate events, fencing, esports, street dance, all these other events that sports that maybe, aren't as mainstream as
Right.
people would consider them to be.
Yeah, we already talked about yung exposure, no? Social media and content creation. Some of the initiatives being made is eventually the combat sports will be held in 1 week tapos sabay-sabay in a complex. I'm talking about taekwondo, judo, and maybe fencing will be one of them. Tapos right now, baseball and softball and tennis are all being held in Rizal. So the idea is parang pwede kang lumagare. No? So it's easier for the fans. So eventually, if you can put in swimming there, para sabay-sabay, and even athletics, so sabay-sabay ka in 2 weeks, parang marami kang mapapanood. So those are the initiatives just some of the initiatives being made.
Ganda yun, kasi
by
parang,
the UAP.
parang Olympic feel.
There you go.
Na may mga events na, di ba, you
Yeah.
can, kasi
Yeah.
like in the Olympics, diba, you get to choose,
Yeah.
di ba?
Right.
Oh, may boxing
Walkable,
match ngayon,
yeah.
walkable, or malapit lang dito, or may laban yung ganito, di ba? Yung
Tama.
parang gano'n na,
Yeah.
okay. Do you guys plan to review or adjust the ito naman sa eligibility and transferee rule based on its impact in the coming seasons? Dahil pinag-uusapan din yan, yung eligibility.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to answer that like a lawyer now. Wala namang justiciable issue. So wag natin pangunahan.
Okay.
Maybe you're talking about the recent adjustment that we made, no?
Yes,
About
yes.
the playing years, no?
Correct.
But for now, since wala pa namang, again, justiciable issue or controversy, so let's just cross the bridge when we get there. I think this is okay na yan for now. But I assure you that the BMD the UAP through the BMD is always progressive. We always review our policies, and we always are responsive to the needs of the current times.
Okay, so
Great
in terms
political
of,
answer.
I know. But I also feel like
We're really going there.
the next question will also lead to an answer by an attorney. No, but seriously though, what's the message that the UAAP wants to send with this rule regarding player development and school loyalty?
Yeah, I guess you hit it on the head. No? You hit the nail on its head when you said yung player development. Instead of medyo masakit sa tenga yung poaching, but that's how it can be viewed talaga. No? You develop your own, no? And then on the side of the student athlete, yung loyalty, like I said, because it pays. No? I lived in a time, I'm dating myself again, when you see Bird, you see the Celtics. Of course, this is the NBA, no?
Yeah,
But yung identity,
Yes.
no, na isang kulay lang yung. Even better, I know it's hard, no, but from the high school ranks all the way to college, no, that might be a
Homegrown.
stretch.
Yeah.
That might be a stretch, but even sa college man lang, okay na kami. And also yung from the point of view of the administrators naman, really kasi from the inside, it really leaves a bad taste in the mouth pag kami ganito mga events eh. So, imbes na collegial kami, nagkakasundo kami, minsan nagkakaroon talaga ng hidwaan yung mga administrators, no? So, we really have to put a stop and establish more institutional control, as we would like to call it, among our...
All right. Well, I wish we had more time.
Pwede naman.
Pwede na. Andyan ba yung boss?
Pwede naman. Gusto mo ba?
We got
Or I
Or
can just read this again and be part of your team.
I mean, you might put us out of a job.
You know, it's funny, dahil si Reba, I talked to him as a friend, as a lawyer, as a Makati City Councilor, as an executive director. Ngayon, gusto na maging sports anchor din.
I wish we were recording.
Pati baka makakuha trabaho ko. But, sir, thank you
It's
for
always
a
your
pleasure, Jake.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
And we'll
once
see you at the
again,
games. We're
thank you
excited.
again
Thank
for
you.
your time, UAAP Commissioner Attorney
Executive Director,
Rebo Sagisag. Thank you for joining us here tonight.
Thank you.
Coming up, we've got an all basketball lineup in tonight's highlight reel.
still watching play-by-play only here on One News. Welcome back. You know what time it is. It's time for me to go to the big screen for the highlight reel. Before we end the show, we've got the PBA and the NBA in tonight's highlight reel. Let's roll it. Start at the PBA. The matchup between Northport and Ginebra. Brownlee gets it behind his back, eluding the defense off to Scotty, and the Gilas boys connecting. Scotty Thompson up and away to Japet like it's hot. Japet Aguilar basically knows what to do with it. Scotty and Japet, they don't need to say anything else. Just look at each other. They're connected, and a great alley-oop there. Aguilar had 11.7 boards, 4 blocks, as Barangay Ginebra beats Northport to take game 1 of their series, best of 7 semi-series, 113-95. Okay, from the PBA, let's go to the NBA. We head to the Celtics-Pistons matchup. Tatum, making Cunningham touch earth there. What a crossover by Jason Tatum, dropping Cade Cunningham. Take a look at that cross again, stopping on a dime, hitting that 3, knocks it down. Tatum with 27 points, 6 boards, but unfortunately, the C's, the defending champs, lose this one to Detroit. In Detroit, get embarrassed by the surging Pistons, 117-97. Let's go to the Bulls and the Clippers. What a game as well. Kobe White here. Take a look at this move by Kobe. Look at that stuff by Kobe White over Drew Eubanks. Look at Kobe elevating the takeoff, leaving Ben Simmons there with a drive, and then over Eubanks. Look at Kobe. What a stuff by the young guard. 19 points, but the Bulls lost to the Clippers because of our next play. Here it is. Vintage beard. Harden against 2 defenders. No problem. Knocks it down. That's a dagger from James Harden, knocking down the triple with time winding down. Even with Lonzo Ball, Zach Collins with the help. No problem for the beard, the former MVP. For good measure, giving them a 6-point lead with 14 seconds to go in Chicago. And the Clips win here, 120-114. Harden with 30 points, 6 assists as the Clips outclass the Bulls in Windy City, 122-117. Finally, it's a dunk. Everybody's been talking about the whole day. Take a look at this. Stolen away by Sharp, and off he goes. Woo! What a stuff by Shaedon Sharp over Justin Champagnie in Washington. Take a look. Taking off, and look at that. Cuffing the ball back. The hang time. Woo! Sharp. What a dunk. Career high as well for Shaedon Sharp. 36 points. By the way, the Blazers beat the Wizards 129-121. I don't think I even have to ask Cheska about the best play, what she wants, or maybe. Check, what do you think? Do you think this is not just the dunk off the game or probably the dunk off the season?
Paano ba yan? Paano yan?
Grabe, no? But what do you think? Grabe.
That was, wow.
Arguably can be
I mean,
dunk of the season. Look at this.
There are no words. There are no words.
Grabe,
it's just,
grabe.
Ang galing eh.
Hirap. Ayoko nga gayahin kasi baka mapilay pa ako pag gumanong pa ako dito. Ayun, tinan mo yung hang time mo.
Look at that hang
Look
time
at
though,
that.
it's crazy.
Oh my goodness. And the stretch.
Jeez.
Wow.
Before we go, fresh off his Gilas Pilipinas stint, Kevin Kiambao wasted no time making history in the KBL. Kiambao put on a playmaking clinic, dishing out a career-high 18 assists, the most in the KBL this season. This is also the 7th most in league history. KQ also tallied 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals to lead the Goyang Sono Sky Gunners to a stunning 95-85 upset over defending champions Busan KCC Aegis. With the win, Goyang improves to 13-26, snapping a tough stretch in their campaign.
Happy for KQ, imagine, diba? Leaving LaSalle, going to Korea, and then a first game na injure siya, but now he's full MVP KQ mode in Korea. Happy for KQ. That's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News. That's Signal TV Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Calao. Thank you for watching. Good night.